Hey guys, this is Stu from Death Dealer.
This is Ida from Trisphere.
This is Danny Marino from The Agonist.
This is Cobra Page from Cobra and the Lotus.
Hi everyone, this is Fernando from Moonspell, and you're listening to the Great Metal Debate podcast. Rock on!
Hey listeners, this is Gomthog, and the podcast returns with another amazing artist interview. Today we're honored to have with us Tony Kakko, frontman for Power Metal Masters Sonata Arctica. Tony, we so appreciate you joining us on the Great Metal Debate podcast.
Thanks for having me. Fantastic.
Well, we're talking to you from Columbus, Ohio, where Sonata Arctica is about to perform in your full first week, opening for Nightwish in North America. How have the first few days been?
Well, getting better and better all the time, actually. We had two shows that we had a lot of technical difficulties. Like me and Tommy in the band, we played like 1,000 shows almost, and this was the first time that actually the beater from the kick drum just flew off all of a sudden, and such things, technical difficulties. And we managed to wrestle them in two shows, and now the three follow-ups have been fantastic. I hope it stays that way, actually.
You've gotten all the kinks out early.
Yeah. Hope that was the hope we had, actually.
Well, you were last back in the States in 2014. Will this tour allow you to perform in some places and venues different from the last time around?
Yeah, including this one here. Of course, these are much better and bigger. Not better necessarily, but bigger. And this one is also better venues, and it's different scene. Nightwish is just like in a different level than we are, and that's one of the points that it's smart for us to come and open for them and support them. A lot of people get to see us perform that have never even heard of us, so it serves a great purpose.
Also opens you up to potential new fans.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a chance to wow them.
Excellent. Well, your back catalog, if they check that out, it will wow them. And I want to ask you about your last studio album, Pariah's Child, released almost 2 years ago. With some distance and performing those songs all across the globe, what do you think about that album in retrospect?
I think it was definitely a step in the right direction. The previous album, Stone for Her Name, was like hard rock album more or less stylistically, and it was very controversial. Also, we thought that it was maybe some kind of move in the wrong direction, and it was definitely necessary to do something different. And I consider Pariah's Child being like the album that takes us back on the original road, and we also underlined that fact with the old logo that we have on the album. So someone might think that this is Sonata Arctica's album number 5, Pariah's Child, and that was just a different branch that we were on, different road for a while, and now we're back on the main road.
Sounds like you're pleased with it in hindsight.
Yes, very, yeah.
Excellent. Well, you've definitely influenced and impressed other artists with your whole catalog, not just Pariah's Child. And last year, some of those, including Xandria, Van Canto, Stream of Passion, and others, released a tribute album covering some of your songs. What's your reaction when other artists pay tribute to your work in that way?
My first thought was like, huh? Like, why? and the second was that, are we that old already? And then, when the whole thing settled a little bit and I let it simmer, it started to feel actually good. We realized that we have actually made a difference. Not all the bands get such an homage, and the other bands record your songs and make a tribute album. So it's fantastic. I enjoy it, actually. It's a lot of fun. There's some really, really great versions of the songs. They are totally different from the original, which is actually the point also. So they have made these songs their own boldly, and I bow for them,
Well, I don't think you guys are old, but you do have some experience, and I wanted to ask a couple of questions with that experience about the challenges of touring. The first question, as far as band security, particularly in light of the tragedy in Paris last year, just to what extent do security concerns influence your day-to-day life on tour?
You don't really think it that much. Of course, what happened in Pariah, that was tragic, and it was, everybody was worried. Us, we were on a break, so we didn't really affect us in any way our touring life. So, but I really can imagine that had we been on the road in Europe, for example, at the same time, it would be like, wow, should we go home type of thing. And but like here in North America, it's really, I feel safe in a way. I haven't seen any nutcases. Well, only the good kind.
good nut fans that you have.
Yeah, exactly. But you never know, But that's why we have security here. People taking care of things. But it's definitely different in Europe at the moment, especially in France. The security is tighter, and Nightwish could tell you more stories about that. They just toured Europe, and it was quite military experience at times.
Well, another challenge, last fall the band Epica was forced to cancel their North American tour in its first few days due to a band member's parent having a critical health issue. I wonder, for a band like Sonata Arctica, you guys probably have children and families, maybe aging parents. How do you manage kind of those possibilities of being abroad and perhaps having some critical things happen at home?
Of course, family comes first. But then again, it's not that easy, just to make your decision. And like I've told my wife that I'm not actually sure if something happens to someone, like my parents, for example, if I want to know it right away there while I'm on the road, or if providing that the tour is going to be like only 1 week more, or whatever, and should I just, should it wait until I'm home? But of course, like if it happened today, for example, we have 6 weeks to go. Yeah, I'd probably go home. It's too much. And come back later. Just take care of that. There are a lot of things to take care of, but it's a scary thought. And of course, when you have children and everything, like my son just hit his head on the wall really hard. It's like, oh my God, that was the first time something like that happened, and I was really worried. But that's life, and you just try to keep it, in the background somewhere. You don't think it too much.
Don't let it rule your life on you.
Exactly. It doesn't really help at all. You just try to concentrate on what you're really here to do, and try to stay focused and happy.
Well, speaking of happy people, we have a question from a fan for you, Mark from Louisville, Kentucky. He says, hello, Tony. Been a fan for a long time. Aside from Sonata Arctica's amazing musical composition, I've always found your lyrics very interesting, and sometimes it becomes so interpretive that I have trouble figuring out the story behind it. For example, Letter to Dana and Shy both mention Dana. Who is Dana to you?
Well, that goes all the way back to our demo days, like 96, 97, that era, that time, when I was writing first. The first song I ever wrote for this band was actually Letter to Dana. And I took the name Dana from X-Files. I'm a great X-Files fan, and it's like a really, really on top again, in everybody's lips. So that's really cool. But then I wrote this other song, and I needed a name, and I figured, hey, how cool it would be if I just, use Dana again, and maybe somebody someday will notice it. And what do you know? It's kind of backfired. I've got that, question asked like 1,000 times. So, but yeah, it was intentional, and I took the name just from X-Files, more or less. I'm a huge fan.
Anna. Now, at the end of this run with Nightwish, I understand you're performing a week of headlining shows in select North American cities.
Yeah, after this one, 2 weeks somewhere. I haven't actually even checked. It's too far away still, but it's going to be a different world. Everything is so nice and cozy and big and clean, and we're going to be back in a rock and roll caverns, more or less,
And also opportunity for an expanded set list.
Of course, yeah, and we're going to play like 90 minutes or so on our headlining shows, and it's going to really serve a purpose because we're heading studio right away after this. So it's good that we get extended play as well. First 5 weeks, warming up with 45-minute sets, and then like double it for headlining shows. So it's really good, fantastic.
And so you mentioned heading back into the studio. When can fans expect to see or hear about maybe the follow-up to Pariah's Child?
The idea is actually to have it out sometime October. I don't have the exact date yet, but if everything goes according to plan, that's like October.
Exciting for fans, Tony. Well, finally, what are the best ways that fans can purchase music and merchandise from Sonata Arctica?
Of course, if you live near a well-equipped music store, you might ask it from there, the CD, and there are a lot of internet possibilities like iTunes, for example, naming just one commercial, and also sonataarctica.info. You can find a web store from there, and of course Nuclear Blast have their own web shops. You can get both music and other merchandise from those web shops. So,
and if you're in North America for the next month, you can come out, check out a show, see you guys play live, and purchase some music directly from you here at the venue.
Yeah, that's correct. So come and do it. That's the way you can keep live music alive. Come and see the show.
Well, Tony, I so appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. I got to see you all for the first time back in 2014. Excited to see you again tonight, and so thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.